Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, somewhere in the Anavargos area of Paphos. And we're going to join the Anavargos roundabout very, very shortly. And we're going to take a right and we're going to work our way towards the intersection, the crossroads, which joins the area known as Hell to, of course, the area known as Masui Avenue. So stick with us, sit back, kick off the flip-flops and enjoy the ride. Now the temperature, if you're wondering, is around about 24-25 degrees today. Yes, you heard me correctly. Miss Dawn, Mr. Sean, Daisy the cat, and of course Bobo the dog. The temperature in downtown Paphos is really starting to cook up, and it won't be long before we start complaining. Now in the previous video, I understand now there was quite a bit of noise coming through from the aircon, so we've repositioned the vents and turned the fan down a little bit. So hopefully it's going to get that little bit better sound quality today. So please accept my apologies for that. So this road now joins the Anavargos roundabout to the Masui crossroads is what we're going to call it, yeah? So just after these traffic lights, there's another set of traffic lights. We are going to take a left and go down towards Hell. Why we call it Hell? Because of course that's where all the roadworks and big diggers and those kind of things are. Some of the roads finished now, the top half, but as we head down towards the old town, well, I'm afraid get your bottom onto that memory foam pillow if your name is Lady Oh So Sweet Caroline. And just before you do, pour a tot or two for the superstar known as Lord Nigel Big Guns, that's for sure. Now let's go and check in with the breakfast crew and see how the girls are doing, because we understand there are 3 girls who are very, very busy indeed, and they are celebrating and high-fiving all the girl power and all that kind of stuff. And of course they are, well, the 3 and only Miss Vivian, superstar amongst superstars, of course Miss Nessie, another superstar, and of course Ian the Butcher's partner in crime. Maybe she does climb, I don't know. We'll have to ask Ian a little bit later, shall we say. Miss Beverly, all the way from downtown Frodsham. Those are the girls in charge of the Marika and Me Lounge. And of course they've got a couple of guys running around taking the orders. Who are they? Well, Lord Jono, he's been recruited and it's his job now to take your orders, so don't take any lip off him, folks. Give him a quick slap round the back of the head if he gets a bit cheeky, and let us know. And of course the Gumbarus, that's the Lords, Lord Jeremy and Lord Simon, will pop into the back of the Mercedes, grab the rubber mallets and give him a good smack or 2 or even 3, you never know. Right, let's go and check with the girl in charge. There she is in the, well, the Queen Anne style sofa, shall we say. And of course her name is Dame Anne, the number 1, the superstar amongst superstars, in charge of pretty much about everything on the Marika and Me show. And of course she now knows that we also have a website as well, and that website is marikaandme.com. The guys responsible for that, the guys that constructed it and of course are sponsoring it, are, well, Sir Richard, his beautiful wife Judy Nash, of course my little mate, who's not that little by the way, his name is Mr. Leo, and of course our friend and their friend, and his name is Sean Broad, the greatest car bodywork man, the greatest mechanic in the world. He's now retired from that and now he likes to do monkeying around in making potions and all those kind of things. So they're the sponsor of marikaandme.com. Why not click through and go and have a look at some of the potions that they concocted especially for you, and you can get a discount code if you click on with Hustle15. So here we go. Let's go and have a word with Dame Anne and see what she's chitting and chatting about with our superstar, the one and only star, and I know her name is Anna Star, the greatest downtown lawyer in Poland. And of course she's in charge of all of the legalities on the marikaandme.com website, and of course the channel known as Marika and Me. Good morning to you. My Polish, well, what can I say? Receive the booth, that's Marika, is slowly but surely going to enlighten me and teach me how to say things like I love you and all those kind of things, especially for Anna Star. And we're looking forward to seeing you, Anna, in April. Don't forget to drop us in the comments and communicate with us, and we'll come and chuchuchka dance down the downtown Paphos promenade with you, that is for sure. So on that very same sofa, sitting on each arm, there are the two #1 porn stars, not porn stars, they're not doggies. Well, you never know. Right, porn stars, not paws. Porn stars in the world, and of course they are the two Ronnies, and that means that we've got Viking Ronnie from all the way over in Denmark, and of course originally from Israel. He's sitting there and he's in charge of all the tongue twisting and that kind of thing. And then on the other arm, well, we've got the man in charge of all of the law and order, and he's the man that, well, waivers the tickets when I go through red lights and park on WO lines and that kind of thing. Because believe it or not now, I'm the High Sheriff of Norwich. Did you know that? Yeah, well, I'll explain that one to you in a minute. But anyway, who is he? Ronnie Miller, the High Commissioner, the Superintendent. That's who he is of Marika and me. Superstar among superstars. So more people who sponsor the channel, should we say. We've got the wonderful Mr. Nigel, his wonderful wife Miss Debbie, and of course Maya, the lovely little daughter. We've got, well, my cousin King James. We've got his Queen Kyrena, and of course that means they've got a daughter, which means she's a princess. Look at this road. It's absolutely Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? It really is bad. To be honest, let's go straight past William Shakespeare and let's get straight to the Chichorian English. These roads are that bad. Absolutely diabolical. Look at it. Look at the ingenations and the potholes. Even a Mercedes S-Class cannot smooth it out. What must it be like if you come along here in, I don't know, a Peugeot 206? Not that I'm trying to insult a Peugeot 206. The roads should not be like this, should they? And this is a common occurrence in the world, we understand that now. What are we paying road tax for? Anyway, rant over. There we go. Right, let's get back to it. As I've said, there are some superstars, and those superstars are Miss Andrea and Mr. Mark. So that's Andrea and Mark. Go pop that into the YouTube search bar, and you're going to find them racing around the area of Norfolk in the UK. And of course they like to wiggle and waggle in the lanes as well, and now and again they pop into Norwich, by the way. Anyway, they have given me a title, and they've appointed myself and Marika to be apparently the High Sheriffs of Nottingham. So apparently, or Norfolk, sorry, Norfolk. I'm getting confused with Robin Hood, aren't I? There we are. Now, so that apparently is a great title, and it means that we can come down to Norwich and do whatever we want, apparently. But we'll see about that. Anyway, they're also going to make a special video for me, and they're going to pop into the Ann Summers shop in downtown Norwich and make a special cheeky sneaky little monkey video especially for me. So big shout out to them. Talking about other YouTube superstars, we've got of course Mr. Andy and Miss Ness, who happens to be in charge of the kitchen. It's the same Ness. So Ness and Andy's Travels, why not pop it in the search bar and go and have a look at their channel and watch them wiggling and waggling around Shropshire, Staffordshire, and of course now and again they pop into Wales, because Nessie likes to practice her Borada and the Siarad Cymraeg and the Iechyd a Boio and all that kind of lingo. That's a bit of Welsh, by the way. Not that it's very good, and I can't speak very good Welsh either, by the way. In fact, my Polish is probably better. There we go. Right, where are we? Well, we're coming past the law courts, if you're curious. On the left-hand side there, that's the law courts, and there's other ministerial businesses, and this is the main council offices for downtown Paphos. And just at the crossroads down here, to give you another reference, you've got a Bank of Cyprus on the left, and you've got another bank, a Greek bank, on the right-hand side. I'm not even going to try and say its name. Begins with a P. There we go. And there's other businesses around here as well, and there's a coffee shop just over there, which is quite a good coffee shop. So we are eventually going to get through these traffic lights. Why people have stopped, I just don't know. But, you know, we are, I suppose, in the law and order area, aren't we? So perhaps that's why people are more law-abiding around this area. Or maybe not. Anyway, let's have a big shout out to some of the stars that are keeping us afloat, shall we say. Andy and Shaz, a very big thank you to you. Thanks for those coffees. It's very much appreciated. Of course, the Barnhawks, John and Louise. And of course, the baby Barnhawk, Miss Fern, and Harry the Keeper. A big thank you to you. It's, well, it's absolutely fantastic to know that you can pop into a coffee shop and get a coffee when you need one. Thanks very much. So if you're wondering what I'm on about, the channel has to be funded somehow. So if you click through to our About page, you will see a little icon called Buy Me a Coffee. Please consider to go and click it once or twice, and that allows us to cash in your chips, shall we say, and put them into coffee when we need a coffee, and of course put it more often than not into liquid benzene, which of course is petrol, which allows us to make these special videos for you. So thanks very much to the people who understand how it all works. Right, let's keep going. There's a nice garden centre there, Paradise Garden Centre, and then over here on the right hand side, that is the former governor's residence when of course Cyprus was under UK rule, should we say, before 1960, and that's why the chappie hung out in Paphos. And then just down here is the Macarius statue. He was the Archbishop of Cyprus in the late 60s, early 70s, and he was also the president of the country at the same time. And apparently he was a very, very good guy, and apparently he was a superstar. So there we go. Look at that. That's one of those smart things hanging on a telegraph post. Can you see that? So it's telling you all about the smart parking system, and on top of all of that, it actually lets you know the temperature, and then actually even gives you the air quality. I mean, what use is that to us? I mean, we're in downtown Paphos. There's cars wiggling and waggling everywhere. Most people have got massive engines under the bonnet, like myself, so I'm sure that the air quality is probably not that good. But anyway, that's the rant over, Mr. Andy. So where are we now? Another crossroads, and you've got Dimco lights over there on the right hand side, and if you were to go down there to the right, by the way, eventually you'd come into Universal, and eventually you'd arrive in downtown Paphos. But we're going to keep going straight. Some more reference points. You've got the Mercedes main dealer on the right, left hand side, never know my left and my right, by the way. So if you've got a couple of bobs, well, more than a couple of bobs, that's the place to pop in, because well, how much is a Mercedes these days? I think you can buy one in Cyprus for around about 40-ish thousand euros, somewhere around there. But if you want to move up in the world and buy something decent, you're going to need 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You understand me? Toyota garage just over there on the left as well. But again, you know, a Toyota these days, if you want a new Toyota, I mean, even a Toyota Yaris is going to cost you around about 18 to 20,000 euros. And if you want a RAV4 or something like that, you're talking 45,000 euros. Where does all this money come from? That's what I want to know. Anyway, we're coming up to the main, former Debenhams roundabout. That's what this one is here. So if you're curious to know, we're going to go straight. If you were to go to the right, you would go down the tree-lined avenue, which would take you down to Paradise, which of course is the Cato Paphos promenade and harbour area, and where the majority of the luxury beachside hotels are. But we're going to go straight. Now you can see the sign there saying Next, so that is the former Debenhams and the former Next and the former Home Centre DIY Centre. Now it's empty, and they're going to knock it down very, very soon, and they're going to build a 27-storey apartment block, so you're going to get views across the world, that's for sure. So if you're looking for a special apartment in downtown Paphos, that could be the one for you. Now we are deep in Yedaskipu, that's where we are, and we're heading back towards the workshop, if you're wondering where we're actually going to go. But don't get too excited, Lady Caroline, because the video is not going to go on for that long. So yet again, we are stuck at a set of traffic lights. I mean, what is going on with the world? It's not right. We're always getting stopped and held up for no reason, aren't we? There we go. Right, kitchen shop on the right-hand side. It's called, what's it called? CK Kitchen Design. And they design an ultimate kitchen for you, or a flat pack kitchen if you wish. There's a little supermarket over there, and there's another coffee shop just coming up on the right hand side called Coffee Island. You've got Euromania. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, why not hit the like, click subscribe, and why not come back for a little bit more of my madness. Thanks for watching.